Behind every iconic "Just Do It" slogan lies a dark side that Nike begs you to forget. Thousands of women and children in Asia working 15-hour days in toxic fumes for just $1. How did this nightmare help Nike crush Adidas and conquer the world? If you have a body, you are an athlete. This is the golden rule of a brand that controls billions of minds. Did you know that the first ever pair of Nike shoes was made using a regular kitchen waffle iron, the exact same one you use for breakfast? But that is nowhere near the most insane fact about the brand that currently controls billions of minds. How did a company started by two literal running rejects become a global religion? Why do you keep buying their shoes over and over again, even when they give you blisters? In this video, we are not going to bore you with a dry Wikipedia history lesson. Instead, we are going to crawl inside the minds of Nike's masterminds. You'll discover the secret psychological triggers they use to make us drop our hard-earned cash on a piece of rubber. And more importantly, you can use these exact same hacks in your own business or life to become number one. But a quick warning, the most cynical sales secret they hide from you will be revealed near the end, and it will change the way you shop forever. Let's travel back to the 1960s. Picture this. You step outside your house wearing running shorts and sneakers. Do you know what happens? People on the street literally point and laugh at you. The police might even pull you over to question you. Back then in the US, running for fun was considered borderline crazy. Only weird loners did it. On top of that, the athletic shoe market was completely dominated by German giants, Adidas and Puma. Their sneakers cost a fortune, and the cheap alternatives, they literally destroyed athletes' feet. Runners would finish workouts with bleeding socks. Phil Knight was just a college runner, and he suffered through this every single day. His coach, Bill Bowerman, absolutely hated heavy German shoes. They both knew things had to change, but they had nothing. No money, no factories. So, Phil Knight makes a desperate, crazy gamble. He flies to Japan. His plan? Import cheap Japanese shoes and sell them to Americans. Back then, made in Japan meant cheap junk in the US. It looked like absolute financial suicide, but that exact trip triggered a chain of events that eventually crushed Adidas. And the sneaky trick Knight pulled during his meeting in Japan? I'll tell you about it in just a minute. In the beginning, the company Nike didn't even exist. Their firm was called Blue Ribbon Sports. Phil Knight just imported Onitsuka Tiger shoes from Japan. He sold them straight out of the trunk of his car at local track meets. The business grew, but flipping someone else's shoes isn't how you build an empire. They wanted to create their own product, and that's when the legendary waffle iron story happens. One morning, Bill Bowerman was sitting at breakfast, staring at his wife's waffle maker. Boom! It hit him. What if a shoe sole had that exact same grid pattern? He grabs some liquid urethane and pours it right into his wife's kitchen waffle iron. The iron was completely ruined, obviously, but that is how the iconic waffle sole was born. The shoes became incredibly lightweight and had insane grip. Runners went crazy for them. The Japanese partners realized the Americans were becoming competitors and tore up the contract. The guys had to scramble to find a new name for the company. Their first employee had a dream about the Greek goddess of victory, Nike. Phil Knight actually hated the name. He wanted to call the company Dimension 6. Can you imagine wearing a pair of Dimension 6s? Yeah, thank God they talked him out of it. Today, every kid on the planet knows their logo. That famous check mark is called the swoosh. Do you know how much they paid for it? A grand total of $35. Phil Knight hired a graphic design student named Carolyn Davidson. She drew a symbol meant to represent the wing of a goddess and the sound of speed. Knight's reaction was epic. He said, "I don't love it, but maybe it'll grow on me." By the way, if you're enjoying this deep dive into how global brands really work, do me a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button right below this video. It tells us you like this content and motivates us to make even crazier, deeper videos. Thank you. So, they had the logo, they had the name, but how do you get the whole world to buy it? In 1972, Nike releases the Cortez sneaker. They push it hard during the Olympics. The design was so striking that people started wearing them outside the track. They became a street-style staple. This was Nike's very first step into taking over pop culture, but they were still far from global dominance. Adidas was still the king. Nike needed an explosion, and that explosion came from a kid out of North Carolina. The year is 1984. Nike makes the most important deal in sports history. They sign a contract with a young rookie basketball player. His name is Michael Jordan. They create a signature shoe just for him, the Air Jordan 1. In a bold black and red colorway. And then, disaster strikes, or so it seemed. According to NBA rules back then, players' shoes had to be mostly white. The league officially bans Jordan from wearing the sneakers on court. The penalty? A massive $5,000 fine for every single game he played in them. What does Nike do? They go all in. They tell Michael, keep wearing them. We will pay every single cent. And they did, game after game. Then, they dropped a genius commercial. The voiceover said, the NBA threw them out of the game. Fortunately, the NBA can't stop you from wearing them. It was an instant phenomenon. Every single teenager in America wanted those shoes. The sneaker became a symbol of rebellion, freedom, and pure clout. Nike sold $126 million worth of Air Jordans in the first year alone. Even though they originally expected just $3 million, they figured out the ultimate secret. People don't buy leather and rubber. They buy a piece of their idol. By the late 1980s, Nike changes the marketing game forever. They introduce the slogan, "Just do it." But this slogan actually has a very dark backstory. Advertising executive Dan Wheaton got the inspiration from the last words of a death row murderer named Gary Gilmore. Right before his execution, Gilmore told the firing squad, "Let's do it." Wheaton tweaked the phrase slightly, and it became the most motivational anthem in history. Think about any Nike commercial you've ever seen. What do you actually see? Do they talk about the cushion technology? Do they explain the fabric weave? No. You see a human being fighting through their own weakness. They are running through the pouring rain. They fall down, but they get right back up. It's painful, but they push through. Nike was the first company to stop advertising the product and start advertising the emotion. They sell you the feeling of conquering yourself. Their philosophy is simple. If you have a body, you are an athlete. They completely erased the line between elite Olympic sports and everyday life. You don't buy their sneakers because you're running a marathon. You buy them because you want to feel like a winner, even if you're just walking to the grocery store. But every coin has a flip side, and Nike's is incredibly dark. In the 1990s, the brand almost faced total destruction. Investigative journalists exposed a horrific truth to the world. Nike doesn't actually make shoes in America. All their factories are in impoverished Asian nations. Reports revealed that sweatshops and child labor were rampant in their factories. Women and young children in countries like Indonesia, Cambodia, and Vietnam were working 15-hour days. They were breathing in toxic glue fumes for less than $1 a day. The world was outraged. Massive boycotts started. College students across America were literally burning Nike shoes outside stores. The company's stock tanked. Phil Knight had to make a public apology. The brand spent billions of dollars to clean up its image. They enforced strict factory audits, raised wages, and opened up their production lines to inspectors. But did they ever truly change? Now we have arrived at that highly cynical secret I warned you about at the beginning. So, what is the ultimate secret of Nike's success? They didn't beat Adidas and conquer the world because their shoes are objectively the highest quality on earth. They won because they mastered the art of selling us our own identity. They sell you the best version of yourself. Every single time you tie up a pair of shoes with that swoosh on them, your brain subconsciously agrees with the manifesto. I can do anything. So, what about you? What is your all-time favorite pair of Nikes? Air Forces? Jordans? Let me know down in the comments. Let's see who the real sneakerheads are. And if you want to be the first to know how other massive companies manipulate your attention, make sure to like this video and turn on that notification bell. Don't wait for the perfect moment to start changing your life. Just do it. I'll see you in the next video.